It's time for Top That Trade. Joining us right now, Flynn, a Fox Business News contributor, and Alan Knuckman, the Chief Market Strategist for BullseyeOption.com. Here we go, guys, with our trader game. Round number one, Europe on sale. What does the euro currency at a 19-year low mean for the market?
Well, it means for me, it's a Chevy Chase Griswold European vacation coming up, going to Italy. So taking advantage of that. But it's interesting because this could be the top for the dollar. If you look at interest rates, look at the futures markets out in the future, we peak at the end of 2022 at 3.5%, and then it declines down to 3% in 23 and 24. So this could be the strength of the dollar, and this could be the sign that interest rates are now done with their cycle at the end of the year.
Yeah, the dollar's had an incredible run, and interestingly enough, we talk about raising interest rates, but the bond market's been extremely strong the last couple of weeks, and it could be a cyclical change. You know, it could also mean, too, a little bit of a pullback in some of the inflationary pressures that we've been seeing. Now, that could be partly due to a slowdown in the economy globally, and we're seeing that definitely in Europe with the concerns about higher energy prices. But then we see the market adjust on the other side, right? Because high prices cure high prices, right, and we see a little bit of a pullback in demand. So I think what we're seeing in that play is a pullback, which is good for the economy in a good way, because we've needed some lower prices, because these prices can't keep going up every day without a lot of people feeling that pain.
10-year note now is at 2.75%. So it's dropped 0.75%. And we've seen mortgage rates now at 30-day lows. So things have turned. That's what the Fed wanted to do, and so far we've got the results we wanted.
Round number two, high, low. Analysts are all over the map with crude oil predictions from $45 to $380 per barrel. What price do you drill down?
I can almost assure you that between that high and low, the prices will be somewhere in between there, okay? Because when you get these crazy calls, oil's going to 40 or oil's going to there, generally you get into the situation. But there's reasons. Right.
They said 380.
380, I know. Listen, bottom line here is that we've been in a cyclical bull market for oil for some time, right? The question is, how high is up? And at what point does that create demand destruction? We're definitely seeing signs in the market that demand is being impacted by the sharply increasing prices. But the question is, by how much? If you believe we're going into a major recession and demand's going to drop off dramatically, then that lower price call is a possibility. I don't happen to believe that. I think the market's in a period of adjustment. I think that the prices got too high too fast. We're in a correction mode, and I think ultimately we're going to move higher. I think there's a much better chance we'll see oil at 150 in a couple months than we'll see it below 100.
And I agree with Phil. As a technical trader that follows price, oil prices, energy stocks got too far too fast, and they had to come back. So that 200-day moving average is a super support point, and we've come back to near that. Before, they were just up, and away. So that's very healthy from a price perspective. But yeah, everybody's got their opinion. Citigroup is the stock that I like, but not their opinion. They thought that crude would get down to $60. But Citigroup's a stock that has bullish divergence, made new lows, but not new highs in volatility. It's been trading between 45 and 75. So 60 is the midpoint. I like that. But if you look at USO, or you look at these oil ETFs, again, they've simply come back down to that 200-day moving average, which is important to watch on a weekly basis. But unfortunately for the price at the pump, I don't think it's going to get any better anytime soon.
Round number three, never say ever. Consumer sentiment hit record lows, with some saying this is the worst economy ever. What are the financial facts when you know that consumers tend to say one thing and do another?
It's the best of times. It's the worst of times, right? I mean, there are signs that the economy is slowing. People are feeling the pain of higher food prices, oil prices.
Phil, come on, Phil.
No, I didn't say. I said the best of times, the worst of times. Depends on your point of view, right? It's the worst ever if you can't afford to fill your gasoline tank, and you can't afford your groceries. And we're hearing from people that can't, that these high prices are really hurting them on the lower end of the risk spectrum. But you're right. I think there's a lot of factors as far as the jobs market, the strong manufacturing data that doesn't suggest that we're in a recession. So it's really the tale of two economies, right? But the consumers are a big part of the U.S. economy, right? If they're not feeling good, They don't have money in their pocket, that could slow growth.
Feelings versus facts. You may feel a certain way, but the facts are not there. Unemployment was at 8% in the 70s when we had inflation. We're half of that right now. The VIX is at 27, so the actual fear factor in the market is half of what it's been. The S&P is up 177% in the last 10 years, so that averages 17% a year. Yeah, we had a pullback in the markets, but we're still up 75% from the COVID lows. So I think you've got to step back and think, maybe we're older than most people, Phil. Maybe that's it. Maybe I'm able to think what it was before. But this is not the worst ever economy by far, by leaps and bounds, by every metric. People may not like paying gas prices, but if you look at all the facts, there's a lot of positives.
On to the bonus round question for today. It's summertime ticker time. Can you spot the fake ticker? Will it be heat, cool, or beach?
Beach. I don't think you can get away with beach. I don't think beach is a ticker.
I'm going to say heat. I'm going to say heat.
The correct answer is beach. Alan is the winner chicken dinner man today. Great job as always.
BusinessFirstAM.com for where to see our show on TV.